All right, beautiful people, a little homework help. So let's first read the lesson summary. I think that's the most important part. It says, there are several ways to represent the same collection of equivalent ratios. Okay, equivalent ratios are ratios that look different but have the same value. So it's saying there's more than one way to represent equivalent ratios. Okay, so let's check this out. These include ratio tables. All right, we talked about that. Ratio tables. Tape diagrams, we talked about that. Double number line, we talked about that. Equations, we talked about that. And graphs on the coordinate grid. So today in our lesson, we talked specifically about, think about it, we talked about graphs on the coordinate grid. We talked about equations. We did not talk about the double number line. We talked about double number line today, but we didn't talk about it in regards to a ratio. We did not talk about tape diagrams today. We did talk about ratio tables. So I'm thinking you need to know how to do graphs on a coordinate grid. I also think you need to know how to do the equation. And I also think you need to know how to do the ratio table. Those seem like the most important things to me. Actually, I think I can use a highlighter, which will make it easier to see. So this one. Oops, I'm still learning how to work this thing. And this one. And this one seemed like the most important thing because we talked about those today in class. So let's read through this and try to find some important information that's going to help us, okay? So it says, number 1, the producer of the news station posted an article about the high school football championship ceremony on a new website. So we're talking about website. The website had 500 views for 5 hours. So I'm just going to highlight this part as important because we did that in class. Matter of fact, let's just go ahead and jump into that because we legitimately actually did that in class. So we did a ratio table. And it says the website had 500 views. So I'm going to put a V for views for after 4 hours. So I'm going to put an H for hours. So there were 500 views in 4 hours. And I'm just going to draw that ratio table like that. This is an H, so don't forget that. All right. And it says create a ratio table. We already did that. Good job, us. To show how many views the website would have had after the first, second, third hours after posting. Oh, so notice we only know that there's 500 views after 4 hours. So let's keep reading. If the website receives views at the same rate, so that means if it's consistently doing the same amount of views per hour, how many views would the website receive after 5 hours? So let's just start with the information we have here. So it's saying, okay, it asks us, create a web table to show how many views the website would have had after the first, second, and third hours. So we already know the fourth hours, but we need to figure out the third, second, and first. We got to figure out that amount. So right here, you might be getting confused, and I don't want you to be confused. I just actually want you to think about what ratio relationships have we talked about. So since these numbers are getting smaller, I don't think we're going to multiply to figure this out. I think we need to actually divide. So the reason why I think that, because I know if I divide this side by something, then I can divide this side by something. If I multiply this side by something, I'm going to get a really big number, but it's not going to help me figure out the 3, 2, and 1. And I need to figure out how many views are for the third hour, second hour, and first hour. So I'm trying to look at what I could divide by in this column, because if I divide this column by something, I can also divide this column by something. And for me, the only thing I see is I know that if I divide 4 divided by 2, I'm going to get 2. So I can see a relationship there. And I know that since it's a ratio table, the exact same relationship exists here. So I'm going to actually divide 500 by 2, which is going to give me 250. Again, I'm trying to make sense of the relationship between these numbers to figure out the relationship between these numbers. So I know that 2 can also be divided by 2, which means I can divide the 250 by 2 and get 125. So now that I know that for 1 hour it's 125 views, that's kind of my rate. That is, every hour there's going to be 125 views, because it says that the rate is consistent or it stays the same. So right here now, I just have to figure out how many views there were for 3 hours. So I'm just going to add these two numbers, 125 plus 250, which is going to give me the 375. So I know for this website, for the football team, high school football team, in the first hour, it was 125 views. Second hour, 250 views. Third hour, 375 views. Fourth hour, 500 views. I'm going to let you figure out. We didn't answer the question yet. So the question is, how many views would the website receive after 5 hours? Can you figure out how many views the website will receive after 5 hours? I'm just going to help you with one more part. But I'm just going to let you know, you still need to do number 1. We're not done. You need to solve that. But I'm going to help you with one more part because I foresee people struggling with this. It says, write an equation that represents, and I'm talking about number 2. Write an equation that represents the relationship from problem 1. Do you see any connection between the equation you wrote and the ratio table? So I'm going to teach you the equation through the ratio table. So I want to remind you guys. So this V is views, and this H is the number of hours. The way we think about equations is always going to be kind of, this V represents, this V and H, we have to figure out how they're connected to kind of like this, what we talked about today, the Y equals a number or the constant times the X. So like, let's look over here and see what's happening. So I know for this one, I'm multiplying 1 times 125 to get the 125. So right here, I'm see if I multiply 2 times 125, I'm going to get 250. If I multiply 3 times 125, I'm going to get 375. And if I multiply 4 times 125, I'm going to get 500. So I'm actually in the red, I am multiplying times 125. That's our constant. The constant is a number when we're multiplying across. So that's this number, the C, is 125. Because it's the number that we are multiplying one side of the ratio by to get the other. I know this is backwards. Our table is backwards than usual. And the reason why I multiplied it backwards is because these numbers are actually smaller than these numbers. So that's how I knew it was these numbers to multiply by, because they were smaller than these numbers. So our constant is 125. So next, I have to figure out which one is my X and which one's my Y. And in this case scenario, think about what are you multiplying the 125 by. That's going to be your X, and the other one's going to be your Y. So you got to multiply this by something to get something. So I'm going to let you figure that out and finish this equation. I started you out, got you on the right track. Again, I want you to do your own homework. I'm just trying to get you on the right track so that you can figure this out on your own. For the coordinate plane, it does not have to be fancy. You can draw it right here. You can do a separate sheet of paper. It does not have to be perfect. Just do the best you can. I believe in you. Have a great evening. Good luck.